Following is a Buffalo City Life podcast. If you're interested in showcasing your podcast on our network, write to info@buffalocitylife.com. Please subscribe to us on iTunes and head over to buffalocitylife.com to check out other podcasts. Thank you for listening, and now on to the show.
Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of the second review. This is episode 12.5. The reason for that is yesterday I fucked up. We lost all of our recordings, so unfortunately we're going to try and reproduce as much of the stupidity as possible this week. Once again, obviously, I am your host Kaiba. Jay Zippo's over there in the corner.
What's up?
The Full Tilt.
Hey, what's going on?
And our producer, Silky Smooth.
Hello.
Alright, so if I can try to remember what the hell happened yesterday, because I
feel like I've done this before. I'm having like a deja vu.
God, don't make me feel bad.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
Anyways, so what we're going to do is today, we're going to be talking about a couple little things. I believe our producer, Silky Smooth, is going to be talking a little bit about Hearthstone.
That's correct.
The awesome and mostly complicatedly not game from Blizzard. Yes, I decided to give you a word. Yes. I made up shit.
You just pulled a joke, or you just pulled a Fujimoto right there.
Yeah.
And then, as usual, as our now official weekly segment, Trivia with Your Pants On.
Yes, because we've already kind of done this, so the discussion within the group here would probably not be nearly as good. We are going to discuss what the trivia and the questions were yesterday quickly, but then I have one new trivia I'm going to put out there, and just to give you a warning, it has nothing to do with video games. I was struggling, because I have other ones I'm kicking around, but I don't want to use it on this one. I want to use it for the next 2 weeks, so this one is just going to be my kind of trivia. I'll leave it at that. What?
I'm worried. I'm regretting this decision.
I'm worried.
I wish I could replete yesterday.
Hey, it's not freezing cold in here, though.
No, that's good.
Because it's not nighttime.
Yeah,
No.
true.
It's actually afternoon here. And also, I'm going to be talking about the newest addition to Ubisoft's lineup for the Far Cry series, Far Cry Primal.
Cool.
That'll be pretty cool.
I'm going to get into a little bit why it's called Primal and what the fuck is going on.
Sweet.
Also, then we got our official review for the week, which is going to be The Evil Within.
Yeah, that's right, Kaiba. I'll be talking about the gameplay story, the demented graphics, and everything that is cool about this game.
I think if we got a little bit of time, I'm going to be bringing up something that is Destiny related, but it's not related to anything that I've talked about before.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
I mean, if anything, we can only do it better the second time around, right, guys?
That's what she said. You really got to think about that one. That was really funny.
The second
really
time around, this is only
like a
episode...
Fearless Leaper thing all over
This
again.
is like the episode 12.5, so we should have been doing this better like 11 episodes ago. But,
Let's get started with some not-so trivia and trivia with your pants on, because, well, it's afternoon.
It's just sanitary to have your pants on.
That's what you say, but that's not what every other bordello in the world says.
All right, so yesterday I asked about the first game you remember playing, and I just wanted to get a little nostalgic because I was listening to some old podcasts of some of the people I've listened to for a long, long time, and that question came up, and I thought it was a pretty good question for a video game podcast.
What podcast do you listen to that's that way?
Funhouse.
Ah, okay.
Dude Soup. It's called Dude Soup. And it's Funhouse, and it's not what you think it is. If you look, it's from Rooster Teeth, and it's the same people from Inside Gaming. So,
Right on.
they're
Just
awesome.
curious.
yeah.
Yep. And then I also talked about the first gaming console you bought or got. So I guess we can go around the room and kind of reiterate what we said. Now, for me, the first game I remember playing was probably, I mean, if it's going to be game, it's probably going to be the Oregon Trail. It was the first real game I remember sitting down and playing as like a 6-year-old in middle school.
You died from
Or-
dysentery.
Yeah.
You were 6 years old in middle school?
Sure, I'm Doogie Howser. in
Wow.
What was that? Oh, elementary
Where do you
school.
think they
Sorry.
got-
That's
Where do you think
that's
they got
impressive.
the idea for Doogie Howser?
Right. Me.
Impressive.
I'm just better looking.
I feel like, I feel like that's a thing.
And then the first gaming console I ever really had, I gotta say it's probably the Commodore 64. Well, no, Atari, and then the Commodore 64, me personally, would be the one that I did very little computing on and a lot of video gaming on, and that had the big, huge floppy disks that, you can bend in 360 degrees and still work. It was great.
Nice. I'd have to say my the video game that I first played was definitely Super Mario Bros. From the Nintendo, because it actually was the first game and the first system that we had in my household. So we had a regular NES. My dad and my mom played a lot, and I kind of followed suit. And at the time, my mom was actually better than my dad, but which was weird, But maybe it's because of Asian descent. I don't know. But I don't know. But like that was the first game I remember playing. I still play it even now, just because like it's so old school and so kick ass. So it's pretty cool.
I'm kind of glad that what happened yesterday happened.
I'm
because
not, but go on.
I'm not. Well, I'm only glad in the sense of this because actually, wrong information was given on my part because I had to do some thinking.
No, boy.
And why you guys hate on me for thinking? Freaking smarter than all you monkeys. Anyways, no, I had to think about it because I was like, well, I don't think I remember ever playing, River Raid though when I was like really young. Because actually, when I really thought about it, because I moved a few times when I was a kid, first place we ever lived, we actually had neighbors, and they had a Nintendo. And NES they bought brand spanking new, and I think it was like $300 back then, which back in the mid-'80s.
Right, it would have been like 600 today.
Yeah. And so I remember the first game ever playing was Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, really?
The Ninja Turtles, yeah, first game I ever.
Are you
really
talking
played.
about the one with the themes of dun 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 dun
Yeah,
dun
where
dun
you
dun
come
dun
out of the sewer and you go from 2D side scrolling to
above
overhead,
Yeah.
and you get attacked by Mousers everywhere, and you get attacked by frickin' minivans.
Are you really
Thanks.
doing the theme song?
Yes,
over
I
there?
did. Yeah, I did do that.
Spectrum Man is retarded.
I thought he'd be less retarded in the middle of the day.
No.
No,
It
such
only
thing.
goes from high retarded in the morning to no retardation by nightfall because by
Damn.
then he has wasted all of the retardation all day long by being stupid
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah, it plummets.
We're definitely making it better, guys.
Yeah, this is way better. What about you, Silky?
I do remember playing Pac-Man as a child in arcades, but I think ultimately the NES was the first system I ever owned. But I did play, at other people's houses. My nana's house, we had an Atari for a short-lived time. But other than that, yeah, just at NES, Super Mario Brothers. That was definitely the first system game that we had in our household.
So we moved on to the trivia. So I guess this is what I'll do is I'll ask the question. I'll say if you really want to answer it, hit the pause button on the podcast and think about it, or look it up on Google. You cheaters.
You don't like
So-
cheaters.
The first question I asked was, what generation console are we currently on in regards to like Ataris or PlayStations and Xboxes? So if you want to think about it and you don't want to hear the answer, I don't pause here.
Okay.
All right, so we're actually on the 8th. The H generation, that is with the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and I don't think Nintendo has an 8th generation one yet.
Which I guessed.
Yes. Yes, these two got it. You got it way wrong. I'm sorry, I'm pointing at Fujimoto got it way wrong, but
Yeah, weren't you in the 22?
Yeah.
You would double.
I
You
threw
would
out-
double.
I threw out a number.
You throw out a number that made absolutely zero sense.
It's all right. That's the full read. You never go full retard on it.
No, Nintendo actually will be coming out with their console in this generation.
That's right. It's
Well,
going to be
you
a
don't consider
disc,
the Wii U the
the disc-less.
Nope, it's all
Console.
digital.
It's going to be all digital.
that makes sense. But you guys don't consider Wii U this
Nope.
generation?
No, that'd be 7.
I don't even consider Wii U anything.
I would say that was either 6 or
It was
7.
a flop.
Well, the
Wii
Wii
U
U
sold
came out
tons.
so quickly that it was
Well, it's because
still
it was
being-
by itself.
yeah. Well, it was still being considered the last generation consoles because
Ah.
of how fast it came out. Because they wanted it out by last Christmas, and because they wanted to make money, and they failed. Because
It sold a lot, though.
there was no
that's because
difference.
I haven't seen a Wii in forever, so I mean, and I
My
can't.
nephew has one.
I can't tell you a household that I know of that has a Wii or a Wii U. Anyways, a Wii maybe, but Wii U.
Don't they have the little figures you can put
Yeah,
out, you
Amiibo.
hook it in? Amiibos, yeah, that's it. Because
Amiibo.
he does that all the time. I go over to the house and he's got some kind of
The Skylanders
statue.
thing.
Yeah, Skylanders. That's the one he was playing.
Well, the last Wii U I actually saw, is I watched one of those little nunchuck remotes get thrown out of a window by pure accident, and
Yeah.
it got hit by a car too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been known to happen.
All right. So, the next question was, what are the first 5 gaming consoles to be produced and actually sold to the public? Not just, some weird thing in someone's garage. This was something that was actually mass produced at a certain level. And again, if you want to figure it out, you want to
Hit the pause.
pause button. All
Okay.
right then.
Does anybody? Nobody's gonna really know that we're actually physically stopped talking. When it says pause.
Well, I'm
for
giving them a
5
chance.
seconds.
There's probably scrambling. They're spilling their coffee,
who's
pulling up
scram-
their pants.
Spoiler alert!
What kind of podcast are you doing in your off time?
All right, but like
The first one was, well, we went through it, and Atari obviously was guessed. That was the second one, and then the Atari 2600 was the fifth. Kaiba guessed ColecoVision or Coleco TriStar or Telstar or whatever it was. The two that were kind of hard was is Magnavox Odyssey 100 and 200. That was the very first ever mass-produced video game console. And then there was one really weird one that I think Kaiba mentioned it was probably developed and launched in Europe and then kind of trickled over to America. And that was the Fairchild Video Entertainment System, the VES.
Yeah, I actually went home and I looked up, the Magnavox Odyssey. Wow.
It's a piece.
Oh,
It was like 1972 or something, or 73 or something. I can't remember the year, but it was pretty damn old.
Oh yeah, and it was rough.
All right, so to round out the trivia with your pants on, after this, you might want to take your pants off. All right, because I have 2 other trivias that I'm kind of working on for the next 2 weeks, and I didn't want to bring it into this, so I just decided to do a random one, and I'm going to do it Zippo style, which means chicks and boobies. All right, so the trivia question is, who were the last 10 girls on the Swimsuit Illustrated cover?
I'm supposed to know their names. Wait, do you want names or cup sizes?
Kate
Both.
Upton is one.
Yeah.
Actually, she's 2.
Well, she's on
She was on
twice.
twice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she is one.
Not
woman.
good with
Yep,
these names.
she was 2012, 2013, and then she was on the inset in the 2014. And in the 2013 one, she went to Antarctica.
Wasn't Cindy Crawford on it again?
No.
Nope.
I thought they did
But
like
you're
I
on to
want to
something.
say
You're
Maria
onto something.
Sharapova was on one.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Well, could have been, but not in the last 10 years.
No, it was 10 years. Well, she was relevant in the last 10 years.
No, I'm sure.
I got nothing because I'm terrible at names. So yeah.
I thought they did. Schaefer. I thought they did like an old
Wait.
throwback one.
Wasn't
Yeah, you're on to something. In 2014 was their 50th anniversary, so there was
Right.
somebody special on the cover that everyone knows, but you might not remember her name. She was on the cover.
It wasn't
It was
Cindy
a
Crawford.
dual. No, it wasn't. It was a dual cover. It was her and then a recent model. And I've heard
Bar
about this.
Raphael.
She actually was all over it, but only in Israel.
Damn.
Everyone in Israel had her on it for like 5 years straight.
Jeez.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Tyra Banks.
No, but close. There's actually a musician that did the cover.
Really? Musician. Katy Perry.
Oh, I
No.
wish.
No.
Damn, I wish.
Me too. That's why I said it.
All the single ladies.
What's the one? What's
Oh,
the
the
one?
single-
girl that starts
Beyonce?
with it?
Beyonce. She did it in 2007.
Really?
She's been around forever.
Yeah. Well,
She still looks
Destiny's
good.
Child.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then there's one that was married to Stamos.
Oh,
Rebecca Moraine?
yeah, Rebecca Romaine.
Yep, she did in 2006.
No, she's Rebecca Romaine.
Something.
Yeah, well, she's married to
Lettuce.
No, no, now she's married to the guy that did Stand By Me and all that stuff. Can't think of his name.
Not offhand.
He was the fat guy in Stand By Me, the fat kid.
You mean
There's
Jerry
hope.
O'Connell?
There's
Yeah,
hope,
Jerry-
Joe.
Yeah, now she's married.
I mean,
Married.
Fujimoto. There's hope.
now she's married to
No, that
Jerry.
was no. He was a fat kid.
She is married to Jerry O'Connell. That's true. That's true. Story.
But see, he went the opposite way. He started off as skinny kid and went fat.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
he
I did.
he did the anti Jerry O'Connell.
I think that's more human nature, though. You start out kind of small and then you just get bigger.
Yeah.
That's what she's. Anyways. Okay, and for 2 years straight, it was 2009, 2010, this model starred in an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh,
Drew Barrymore?
no. She's not a model. She's married
Well-
to a tennis player, or at least she was. I can't think of her name right now.
It's all. Her first name is the name of a city.
Brooklyn Decker.
You got it.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know that? Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
have
even
it.
know that.
All right, so
Yeah,
the
I'm out.
2014 had two models on both sides of the cover. They had a back model and a front model.
Yeah.
The front model was the 50th anniversary, so the very first episode or issue. Who was it? When I say the name, you'll know it, but it's.
Well, yeah, if you say the name, we're gonna know this stuff.
Oh.
She was the very first swim.
Can you give me something better of a hint?
Yeah. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Chrissy Teigen.
Ah, yes.
But the the recent model was Lily Aldridge.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's
There's a lot of recent ones I'm not gonna know.
The last one was Hannah Davis.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, easy there, boy, easy.
Sitting
Now,
here for
the Bill of Wrongs.
Derek Jeter's main squeeze.
The Bill of Wrongs would have been happy with this one. On 2011, it was Irina Shayk, which he gets, wood over. So maybe I'm glad he isn't here.
Probably.
In 2008, Marissa Miller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I remember her. I think she was in a couple
G.I.
shows
Joe.
or movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah. And then the last one you didn't guess was 2005, and that was Carolyn Murphy.
Yeah.
See, I don't pay
Lap.
attention to the names when they're on the covers for Sports Illustrated.
So
You're more enticed by the looks, obviously.
Yeah.
No, it's
He
just
likes to
my,
cover with the guys on
my
it.
short attention span.
He liked the Gronkowski.
these
Bot-
nuts.
The Gronkowski body issue.
So that was as close as you're gonna get with trivia with your pants off.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Thanks.
Uh,
All right.
That's disturbing.
That's,
I don't
yeah.
think it's my level.
Where are we going next?
I want to go to Hearthstone.
Yeah,
I
let's,
wanna-
let's keep going in the circle here.
All right. So, as to try to make better what I said yesterday, Hearthstone is obviously run by Blizzard. It is a offshoot of I would say it's definitely Warcraft related, but it's kind of like playing Magic, I imagine, and has to deal with decks, cards. Obviously, all digital, so you don't have to go out and buy your own cards necessarily. But you do, if you do want to be better at the game, it's going to cost you real life money, which I think is something I didn't really stress upon yesterday. I don't spend money on games like that. I feel like that's kind of a waste of my time. But I do, even though I did spend 5 or 7 years on Warcraft at least.
Should we do the math on that one?
Oh wow. So and if you add in each expansion, whew, that's that.
I just want to go by monthly cost to start.
So what, $15 a month
Right.
Over 12 months.
over 12 months.
Times that by 7.
Yep.
Come on, Fuji. This is your
Yeah,
bright
aren't you
spot.
Asian?
Yeah, I'm Asian, but I'm not the stereotypical one. I'm bad at math.
Well, it's let's see, 12 times 12 is 144. So add in another
And time for technology.
3 years.
175, I think.
Yeah, it's 175 times 7. So
Woo! Whoa! Really? Times? Whoa! 7. So wow, that's 775.
that's
Wow.
not
1,000
including
260.
and that's not including the $60 per expansion that I paid.
Wait, $60 per expansion?
Well, so you have the game and then there's an expansion. So each one was about $60.
How
many
many expansions
expansions?
do you think?
I played up to Pandera. So
That was their, I think, fifth one?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll just say 5. That's another 300. So we're at 1520.
You probably spent relatively around $2,000.
At least. Yeah, I
Yep.
would say at least.
But did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun with it?
Oh, yeah, the
Did
entire
you...
time, no doubt.
So
No doubt.
there's not much difference than, say, someone going out to a bar, dropping 40, 50 bucks on beers and nuts, and
Every
Whoa,
day.
whoa, whoa.
every
for
week,
7
you know, for 52 weeks. That's a ton of money
Yeah.
too. So you know, you gotta kind of put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the game and then the 4 expansions, there's been 6 expansions so far.
Okay.
5 have been released. The 6th one will come out later this year, I believe, or next year. Anyways, yeah, Legion was just revealed, but no, wait, it's 6th expansion. I don't, whatever, Legion. Fuck it. Regardless, Hearthstone is an offshoot of all that. It's pretty much like you said. It's a, I would say, a Magic-esque game where competitors play against each other based off of the decks that they've created or have gathered in cards, and the winner either gains a ranking, gold, depending on how many times they've won, and the like. I mean, it's a competition, essentially. Winner take the ranking. And you obviously get bragging rights if you beat your friends and stuff like that. But starting out gives you a tutorial, how to play. Like I said, pretty easy. I think it's pretty simplistic. You have mana. Every character has mana. So if you're a mage, there's mage, priest, hunter, warrior, paladin, all the other different types of basic decks. And if you're starting out, everyone's going to have pretty much the same basic deck. But the caveat to each of those is if I'm a priest, I have certain priest cards. If I'm a warrior, I have certain warrior cards. And then also I have a hero power that can cost a certain amount of mana, which would be like the priest for 2 mana can heal itself for 2 points. Every character starts out for 30 points. So each hero power is different than the next. Druid increases their armor by 1, but also, which is kind of like their health in a sense. And then also it gives them one attack, and they can attack either a minion or the other hero for that turn. As the turns go, the mana increases. So you start out with 1 mana, 2, 3, so on and so forth. As the turns progress, you also get a card. So you can either start out with 3 or 4 to 5, depending on if you're a first or second to act. And once your cards run out, then they start decreasing your health. You play a card and it's your minion out on the board. If your minion is stronger than the next and you attack, then you can kill that minion, or you can choose to forego attacking the other minion, and you can attack the hero straight across. Some minions have taunts. You have to attack that one specifically. Other minions have specific buffs, battle cries, death rattles. So they can be... There's a lot of multifacets to that, and a lot of it's strategy based. You don't want to necessarily blow your wad all in one turn. Sometimes you want to play a more patient role and let the other person attack. But usually the person who has minions out on the board is in a better position than somebody who doesn't have any minions, because you're able to attack the other hero without abandon. So... like I said, it's a game that is based off of the Warcraft kind of lore. There's Hogger, there's Alexstrasza, there's definitely these epic and legendary and special cards, gold cards, and like I said, there's also ones you can craft that are deck player specific. But other than that, it's not a bad game. I do give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's something that, like I said, I play more when I'm bored or with my certain group of friends. Other than that, I really don't play outside of it much. But it takes a while, since I don't pay for any of the added bonuses, such as the adventures or some of the crafting and all that stuff. It definitely, like I said, it's something that it's a slower process compared to the people that have paid.
Right now, I'll clear my throat right into the microphone because that's always awesome.
Mhm.
So if I know some games that I play, and Fallout Shelter was one of them, and so was Kim Kardashian. If I didn't play it for like 3 days,
Yeah.
I would jump back on, and she would be like beat up
Dead.
and
Yeah.
whatever.
What?
Or Fallout 3, everyone was dead because all their stuff was.
I want to roll back there. Did you just say A, you played the Kim Kardashian
Mhm.
mobile game, and B, if you were gone for 3 days, she got her ass
Well,
handed to her?
well, I wouldn't say ass handed, but she was mugged. She ended up back into her hotel, and she lost half her money because I guess I was in the bad part of town. You know, they were only rolling in like BMWs, not Rolls Royces.
It's got nothing to do with her dating only black men, right?
Yeah, I know. But so is there like if you wait like 3 or
That
4
was really
days,
racist of me, I
do you
I don't think anybody cares.
do you get any kind of like negative
Uh,
impact of that?
There's
or?
no real negative impact. I mean, you do have daily quests, so those would pound up where, but you only get a maximum of 3 anyways. But I mean, you're essentially, if you're not playing, you're only hurting yourself. Where when it's kind of, and that's kind of like how Warcraft was, where if you didn't play, you're only falling farther behind. That's kind of with Hearthstone, but to a lesser extent. There's really no. It doesn't hurt you like it would for those types of games where you come back and your characters are dead or whatever. It's essentially just you're paused in time. The daily quests will keep coming, and things will keep progressing. Like the tavern brawl will probably change or whatever, and then the arenas will change, stuff like that. And other people will get better, but you won't. That's really, there's no real hurt to you or your decks or anything like that. It's just happens to be that you're falling behind.
Gotcha. Okay.
What about like daily rewards? Because I know certain games out there, especially like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, you just get like a daily reward for just logging in. Is there anything like that?
Not really. Like you said, it's just kind of like the daily quest. So, I mean, a quest can be actually, it ranges. It's not always the same thing every time. So, yesterday for me, I did happen to log in. It was, I had to win 2 games with either a priest or warrior. But other times it could be just watching somebody that win a game. So if me and you were friends on Hearthstone and all I have to do is watch you win a match, and then I get my points.
Well, that's
And
not
what if
bad.
he doesn't win?
It's not bad. Well, right, but it's not bad in the sense if we're winning. But if he's not winning, then you're gonna have to keep watching until a match he finally wins. And some matches can go for 15 minutes or so. And so yeah, it's
It's
not
a long sit on the crapper for me.
exactly. That's funny, ironic that you say that because that's when I do most of my playing for this game.
That's what anybody does any kind of playing of a mobile game. You're in the
Yeah.
shitter.
But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely one of those things that you can get rewarded, but for the most part, you have to earn your rewards, and that's you earn gold, which you can spend on getting more cards, getting newer areas in your adventure, and then the like.
Excellent.
Cool.
So yeah, that's Hearthstone.
Awesome. Well, I think I wanna move in. I wanna listen to Full Tilt talk about Evil Within.
Oh.
If I can remember correctly, this man screamed like a little girl when he played
Yeah.
this game.
No, it wasn't a scream.
Oh, it was a squeal.
It's
Thank
a
you.
squeal, yeah. This game's actually really creepy. It was produced by, it's developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda. They make great, they do really good games and whatnot. But this one's
Grames?
games.
Grames.
Sorry,
Grames?
sorry.
Go on.
Oh my lord. Anyways,
I gotta
Hey,
find
you're doing
his
better than
dictionary.
yesterday.
this game's pure insanity, like utter insanity. Like just everything about this game is just completely crazy, and like there's like so much around you that's going on, and if you turn off the lights and you put your headphones on, you play in the dark, you can easily immerse yourself into this game. I'm gonna go into a little bit of the story, basically. Basically, he plays a veteran police detective. His name is Sebastian Castellanos, and you are investigating a horrific murder case at Beacon Mental Hospital. It all seems kind of normal for murder cases go, and then all of a sudden, shit hits the fan. Like, he just finds himself upside down, surrounded by corpses and some grotesque creature that's trying to, like, gut him, and then you basically have to try to escape that little prologue chapter. But basically, it's all about like like going into the game and like what's the best way? Like everything that has to do with like the psyche and the mind. Like there's a lot of psychological impacts in this game, and for me, they do show a lot of that in. Yes, I did. I said doo-doo. I apologize. They show a lot of the psychological impacts that happen to Sebastian here, and they really go into the whole mindset of it. The one thing I didn't, the only thing I really didn't like about it is the fact that they didn't go too far into like the side character stories. There's like this woman that you are doing a ride along in the very beginning, and she's barely ever witnessed there again. They came out with DLC that has something to do with her, but I haven't yet to play that yet.
Is she hot?
Yeah, she's actually good looking.
I know I asked it yesterday, but I might as well just throw it in there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I like it because the story is so demented, and it kind of brings worst fears to life basically on the screen, especially as if you're playing it. For the story, I had to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Also for the fact that you can actually beat this game in under just about 5 hours. There's actually a trophy for beating it in 5 hours. The gameplay, I just absolutely love the gameplay of this. It's not a typical survival horror where you just sit there and literally run and shoot said creature in the head and you just keep on trucking like that. Ammo is scarce in this game. If you run too much, you actually have stamina, and basically what will end up happening...
You did it again.
Stamina.
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 So how much stamina do you have in this game? I just want to know.
Hey! You guys are killing me.
You do understand what I'm talking about.
You guys are killing me. Anyways,
Hold up. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just...
If you actually keep running, you will get out of breath. You'll lose your breath, and you'll literally just sit there still while creatures are chasing after you if you happen to provoke them or startle them because they can hear you. So the best thing to do is actually sneak around them most of the time to try to avoid conflict because, again, ammo is scarce and whatnot.
Not to interrupt, but you lose your stamina.
Yeah.
Stamina. But the creatures, they don't. They're just... coming at you.
It's essentially just like in The Walking Dead, where they're always going to be coming.
Yeah, they're always coming and
Friday
whatnot.
the 13th.
Yeah, and what I like about this game is you don't just typically take your gun or whatever and you shoot them in the head. End of story. The gameplay mechanics are a bit different. You can kill them and they'll fall and incapacitate, but to actually truly kill them, you either have to torch them with a torch, like a fire torch, or burning hay bales with matches or anything like that, or even you get a box of matches and you start off with 5 and you actually throw the matches on them, and that's how you actually kill them. I've shot in one of them, almost clear took his head off, and he was still coming at me. I had to shoot him twice, and then he incapacitated. Then I had to burn the body. So headshots don't necessarily kill enemies in here at all. You have to literally burn them. What I also liked about this was the way that the leveling up system in here is, and it's really cool because basically when you want to level up in other games, sometimes you just go to a menu or something like that. This one, you have to jump through a magical mirror and you go into an alternate hospital dimension where this creepy as fuck nurse is sitting there greeting you like nothing's going on whatsoever. I don't know because I try to avoid looking
Creepy
at
nurse
her.
in an alternate dimensional hospital, and you were wondering if she's hot.
Yeah.
Nice tits.
And basically, you.
I'm just saying.
But basically, you sit down in this electric chair, and some weird spider-like contraption comes out and jumps out and plops on your head. And you proceeded to be electrocuted to upgrade any abilities that you want in your game. And the currency to use to upgrade your abilities is green brain juice, which you can either get from dead enemies or finding them in mason jars throughout the game.
Is it really just called green brain juice?
I don't know what the actual name of it is, so I'm calling it green brain juice because it literally looks like green brain juice.
How do you know it's green brain juice?
I see.
Well, I mean, it just makes the most.
Yeah, what if it's
sense.
Ecto Cooler?
No, it can't be. No, this
delicious.
game is too
What are you talking about?
ridiculous.
Ecto Cooler is amazing. Why wouldn't you have Ecto Cooler as your upgrade ability?
Nah, it couldn't be it's just so it's so. I think they actually say something about the upgrade at least once, something about stem cells or something like that, and it says something to do with the mind. But that's it. You only see like one thing about it, but it's like so many.
What are some of the things you can upgrade, though?
You can upgrade your matches, so you can get up to total, I think, 30 matches total, which is great. You could upgrade for instance, you get a pistol in the game. You can upgrade your pistol, your reload time, even the ammunition to make it stronger. You can hold more ammo. Shotgun, same exact thing. You get something called an agony crossbow, and you can actually make certain arrows, like flashbang arrows, exploding arrows, and stuff like that. So you can actually do all this. Your character, you can upgrade his stamina, so you can actually do that.
Good job.
You could upgrade his total health. You could upgrade his defenses, his sneaking abilities, and then you can also upgrade like health items, like how many health items you're allowed to carry and stuff like that. So basic survival essentials.
Nice.
Other than that, this gameplay is really great because like you have to utilize more than just a run and gun type. You have to sneak around. Puzzles, there's definitely puzzles you have to solve in here. Gave it a lovely 9 out of 10. The graphics are amazing in this game because like they're so gory and there's like so much detail around everything, and you really get immersed into the game with the whole graphics. Every enemy has at least 1 or 2 different death scenes they can do from you, from ripping out your ribs, breaking you in half, slitting your throat. Like there's a multitude of different ways people can kill you in this game.
Right, and I mentioned that I know that Bethesda's doing Doom, and I've watched a bunch of Doom gameplay, and the same thing. These guys, if they kill you, they have like 5 or 6 different kill animations.
Yeah.
So that's maybe kind of their, maybe that was even a testing ground.
Yeah, it was great the way they worked on it too, and like the death or kill animations are just insanely awesome. Like the chainsaw guy, he like basically like eviscerates you, and your like stuff like falls out and stuff like that. Like
He eviscerates you and stuff falls down.
your organs.
I can hear your.
I don't have enough stamina for this. Okay.
I can hear your
You gotta watch what you
first
do.
grade teacher just screaming, at your vocabulary.
Yeah, from Beyond the Grave, probably. But as far as the graphics go, you could totally get into this game just from the atmosphere around it, like the level of detail. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and overall with the amazing graphics, excellent gameplay, and a pretty good story for the most part, I gave it a solid 8.3. So,
Okay, so we learned all about it. We also know it's a grain. We know there's stamina. I mean, he's saying it wrong now. And
Statuma.
and he likes to do.
yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, no, that was good. I would never play it because it's too gory for me.
Yeah.
Really?
And not enough
That's
tits.
the line you cross?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like,
I'm all
domestic
TNA, no,
nurses
no.
with titties.
You wouldn't play Doom?
Hmm. I probably won't play Doom though.
Really?
I'll play Doom.
I'll play just about any game out there, literally.
Doesn't
I-
the new Doom have co-op?
You know what? I've always hated games that have female lead characters in it because I always felt like it was.
You're sexist.
I was for a really long time. Only female character I ever played when I was younger would be like Chun-Li.
What about Tomb Raider?
Because she was hot. No, I never played Tomb Raider.
No?
No, never really got into Resident Evil either.
Like Xena, Buffy.
No.
Resident Evil. Well, you just
It's
want to play
something.
as Chris.
It's something that. Well, I guess I never played it, so. But it's something that I had to admit to myself about 10 years ago that I hate playing as female lead characters. But otherwise, other than Metroid 2, I guess I played Metroid for Super Smash Brothers, mostly. But yeah, just it's weird. I don't know why I do that.
Well, I have a law
Yeah.
in regards to that. It's for the most part when you're playing, you're in third person. So when I'm playing, like we'll just say Skyrim. We're playing Skyrim in third person. Do I want to be looking at a dude's ass or do I want to be looking at a girl's ass?
Well, see, I always do first person look. I don't
first-person mode.
do third person.
Well, as a girl, you can be third person and with a
But
couple
that-
mods,
But then
it's
I'm a girl.
fine
I
ass.
don't want to be a girl. I want to be a guy.
My buddy's actually the same way. My buddy Justin, same exact thing. Every time I used to play him in Dragon Ball Z and use any woman in there, just whoop his ass in it, he'd just get pissed.
Oh, so yeah, that doesn't bother me. Like I understand that that's a thing, but I'm saying as far as me being the character itself, I can't do it. It's very, very few and far between.
It's
I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Kaba, you've been kind of
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah,
I
tell us
haven't.
about
Tell us about what happened
He
yesterday.
just learned some new stuff, so that's why he's upset.
God, why you gotta hate on me? No, I want to talk a little bit about Far Cry Primal real quick. As anybody ever knows that, Ubisoft comes out with a Far Cry, either every year or every other year, they have to figure out ways to updo themselves.
Up the ante.
Up the ante, however you want to use the word. Any terminology, I don't care. But the one thing is that, when they're trying to come up with the next Far Cry, they're trying to figure out, what do we do next? They pretty much won out of, warlords and tropical islands, unless they go off-world for this stuff. So what ended up happening is a small group of individuals came up to, Ubisoft, and they're like, hey, we have the next idea for Far Cry. It's like, sweet, what is it? Stone Age. Stone Age. Being a person in the Stone Age. To be precise, because if there's somebody out there that is a history person, like, it's not the Stone Age. It is the Mesozoic era, which is basically the time that, we stopped being cavemen, really, and we're coming out into the world, and we were starting to create tools, we were starting to create civilization. Basically we're, hang on. Women over the head.
Did you just?
I just did.
The microphone to hit.
And I think he hit the
desk?
mouse cord too. Are you crazy?
Oh my god!
I did not hit the mouse
I
cord.
had flashbacks.
If
Oh,
I owned that microphone, thank baby
would.
Jesus, I don't. But if I did, I'd be using it to hit you in the head.
All right, there's a question that popped in my head though before
Anyways.
you continued.
What?
Do they have a certain area of Earth that they're doing this, or is this just going to be kind of a general area? Do they have a,
Pangea.
They haven't really discussed exactly where they are yet. No, because actually at that point in time, it really wasn't Pangea anymore.
You got a good point.
It was starting to form its continents. I can't remember the name of it, what the Earth was called, but there's, a couple continents.
We'll go with Earth.
Earth.
Blue marble?
But from the screenshots and the videos that I've seen, it almost looks like they're still in that African savanna plain that, really where, humanity came out of. Didn't come out of anywhere, it just came out of Canada.
Canada. Just came out of Canada,
Just came out of Canada. I don't know where that came from.
with a beer and a hockey stick. They're ready to go.
I don't know where that came from. Anyways, but
This guy.
Yeah, I know.
it's Friday. Leave me alone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I'm having a bad week here.
Remember when he was hating on you just a little while ago? Oh.
It's called karma. But the real essence to Far Cry Primal is that there's such a gray area to human history, because then there was no real spoken language. There was no written language. The only thing mostly we have are some bones, a couple of tools, like stone tools, and cave paintings. So for the people at Ubisoft, they looked at this like most people would like run away from a challenge like this, like, oh fuck it, we don't have any no depth, no nothing. But to them, they took it as a challenge because it's such a gray area that they can almost come up with pretty much anything and get away with it.
Now, do you think they're going to try and stay with kind of, even if they don't know, but they're making stuff and kind of stay with the area, or do you think they'll kind of sneak in some super weapons that are,
From all
maybe
the
not
information, from all the interviews
friendly?
and all the information I've read about with this, actually they're taking a pretty legitimate approach to this. There are some images out there that show off some of the tools and the weapons that you are building. There's spears, there's knives, there's bow and arrows in this sucker, and they've taken a fantastic approach to this, but also keeping it grounded within the realities of what would they have used back then. And most of them you're going to see are like, sticks, leather stripping. That is a real term, by the way.
stripping?
Yes. Leather stripping and, bones and stone. A couple of the information I've seen and read about is that one of the really cool looking tools that I saw was that it was a big club, and on the end of it was mace, but it was a saber-tooth tiger skull.
That's awesome.
Stuck to this sucker as, a mace. So they've, really, from what I can see, they've really just stayed within the context of, what they are. And, from other images that I've seen in other videos I saw about this, you're not the top of the food chain. There are things out there bigger and badder than you. I've seen them hunting, woolly mammoths. In the middle of a hunt, they get attacked by a saber-tooth tiger, and people are dying. So it's not like, you're the master race of this game. You are just another link in the food chain. That there is something out there that are going to kill you. And also, real quick point is that, they do have civilizations. They do have the little tribes. You're not just like some guy trying to survive in this. There's an actually warring tribe that is trying to take over your area. And your object is to basically whack him before he whacks you and your people. So it's going to be interesting, and more information is going to be coming out because actually this game has already got its release date.
Really?
Yes, and it's actually a lot quicker than anybody thinks. The actual release date of this is going to be February 26th of next year.
Damn, that's
Taking bets on delays.
Yeah.
I would think that myself, but especially with the team that does Far Cry, there's only been one instance of a delay, and I believe that was actually Far Cry 3, and it was actually a delay not on their part, but actually on the processing of the discs and creating the discs. Created a small delay, I believe.
What I think is going to find funny is when you beat the game, when everything's all said and done and you beat the game. 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 When you beat the game, your unlockable special weapon of the game is actually going to be the Predator shoulder cannon. And is it there nuke people?
That would suck, but
yeah, it would suck.
I'm looking forward to more information about this. There isn't really a lot out there. If you head over to our Facebook page, which is something we haven't promoted in quite a while, and I feel bad that we haven't, but if you head over to facebook.com/the second review, I do have a link on there to the video. It's a 6-minute long video where it's the original teaser trailer and the debut trailer, and also it's got the interviews with the people over at Ubisoft creating this game, and it talks a little bit more about what I just talked about with the culture, the weapons, and the overall sense and feel of this game. So with that, the last thing I want to bring up is something that came to my attention from Destiny that is not a weapon or something that happens in this game via the story.
Okay.
So this was
microtransactions.
No, microtransactions a different story for a different day.
Okay, sorry.
Which is going to actually come out on Tuesday, by the way.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think Full Tilt knows what I'm talking about. This video was provided by the Twitter handle of Husky Raid Group. Yep. Or Husky Raid Guy, I should say.
Yeah, Husky Raiders, Husky Raid Guy. I think it was something like that.
We have his Twitter handle on there, so if you want to go check out the video on our Facebook page, second plug in less than 2 minutes. But the really cool thing about this is that something happened, at the gate to the Vault of Glass. Now, this 6-man raid group was getting ready to go in there and, do the raid like normal. But then something happened.
What happened there, Tilt?
The screen just went completely jacked up.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, there's all the Guardians sitting in a row.
And it's a
dance ensemble to Backstreet Boys.
Yep.
Oh, that was in sync.
No, it's Backstreet Boys.
It's Backstreet Boys.
And I just confirmed after reading multiple things on that, it's actually not the gate to the Vault of Glass. It's actually the gate to the Gate Lord over during the Endless Steps.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Sorry.
Yep.
All right.
Found that out.
My apologies. It is the Gate Lord.
But what they do is they go in, they go into the Vault of Glass too as well. So the whole video is like a combination of that and the Vault of Glass.
The interesting thing about this video is that they choreograph. There's all 6 fire team members. There's the one guy walking around that's recording these. But the other 5 members of this fire team are actually using their special abilities. Their grenades, hammer of Saul, lightning, everything. And they're actually choreographed to that song.
It's really good, actually.
And it's actually very impressive.
Yeah.
And I do admit that, I was of that generation where that was the music that was, big at the time. And it's kind of funny to see them, perform this. And remember, when this video, when this stuff first came out, it's hysterical. And I do definitely say that, just go see it.
Yeah, you're going to have to go see it for yourself.
Is that on our Facebook, too?
It's on our Facebook page.
And on our Google Plus page.
And our Google Plus page. No, I mean, you can hate me, you can love me, you can laugh, you can cry. I don't care what you do. I'm just saying to see this video and just see what, probably the amount of time these guys put into actually choreographing this is got to be insurmountable. Got to be at least a couple, 10, 20, 30 hours of these guys, like, figuring out where they need to be, how to do all
Timing their
stuff.
jumps, even the bullet shooting from the ricochet stuff. It's pretty impressive.
So-
It's very impressive how they
So,
did it.
if you do go over to look at this video, I do recommend, please don't, no hate messages. I don't care if you
I
love
would
this.
never do that.
You fucking did it the other day. You said it was the 3 minutes of your life you're never getting back.
Yeah.
Spend 3 minutes of
I
your
don't
life.
remember that.
See, okay, I do.
What? Huh?
I times that I too.
Is this
I
on?
remember too.
Hello?
Yeah.
I do recommend, just check out this video, at least for, for the sheer fact that these guys actually did this. I don't care if you like the Backstreet Boys, you don't like the Backstreet Boys. I don't care.
You
I'm
have a
just saying-
vagina? Sorry, I just...
There was a train that you guys lost on this track a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, but that's all I gotta say for that. Check it out, Husky Raid guys. Check this out. It's funny. And with that said, I believe that concludes us for another week. I don't know what we're doing next.
12.5.
You don't want to talk about your nerfing?
Oh, the nerf. I don't want to talk about it, but I will. I'll mention it. News article just got released that I was brought to my attention from our producer.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm giving you credit.
I know. I was just saying. I should. Never mind. Go ahead. I thought you were gonna talk about Destiny as well, but
I am going to talk about that.
okay.
I'm going to talk about the nerfing.
Okay.
So Destiny released an article that they're well aware that there are other people in the Crucible that run around with shotguns, run and gun all the time. And obviously you're either one that uses it and loves it to death and owns people, or you're the people on the receiving end of the shit. So Bungie's actually going to be nerfing all shotguns. There's not one shotgun that is safe from this. And this is even going down to, from the exotics down to the commons. Any shotgun that has a certain ability,
The shotgun package perk from all
shotgun
shotguns.
package perk, is going to be removed
Yes.
from all shotguns and from future shotguns. And it's going to be replaced with one of three.
Yeah, it'll have close and or personal, crowd control, or knee pads.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Knee
really-
pads.
I'm not really sure about the knee pads part.
Knee pads is actually a perk that allows you a longer slide.
Yeah, longer slides so you can shoot them upwards like that to like an instant
It's
kill.
it's a very popular
Technique.
technique.
So they
for
said with or
shotgunners.
without the shot package, even our shortest range shotguns will continue to be effective death dealers in the hands of a skilled guardian. With a shot package on timeout, we could recalibrate the effective range and research a way to hopefully reintroduce the perk after some time at the workbench.
Sweet.
Wow.
Dude.
So with that, obviously for Destiny players, if you are shotgun fans, get your licks in now with that ability before 2.01, I believe it's the patch.
Yep.
That they're working on right now that's going to nerf this, which possibly could come out on Tuesday, which leads me into my last little thing I'm going to talk about. Bungie is introducing microtransactions. It's going to be launching on Tuesday, and a lot of people in the tower have noticed that the special orders lady has vanished. She will be returning with this new ability of microtransactions. But it's not going to be anything that you're going to be familiar with, per se in any other game. The actual monetary system is going to be called silver. And basically what you can use the silver for is to purchase emotes, which is basically, if you watch the video, you will see what an emote is. Basically, it's, waving, pointing, dancing, sitting, whatever. And Bungie has knows that, obviously with microtransactions, it's going to bring a lot of heat to them from players that don't want it. So what they're going to do is that the first launch on Tuesday, all Guardians are going to be getting a certain amount of silver to either keep and wait for, something later down the road that they might launch, or just go and spend your money like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian in a shoe store, and just spend it on an emote.
I might actually be getting Destiny today. I'm debating.
You should at this point because there's a ton of shit.
Watch that NSYNC video. You'll
If
buy
I
it
do,
instantly.
I'll If I do, you guys will have to give me your player tag thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're definitely be in our clan. Don't worry.
Sweet.
But
Just nerd jizz.
Yeah. He's got a nerd. phone.
Nerdlet.
A nerd pup tent.
wow.
Nerdlet. That should be. I should just do that. I should just do that anytime there's real bad. Just be like Nerdlet.
See, that's our sound effects. We don't need any. We got our producer to do our
Yeah.
sound effects for us.
Hey, where's my money?
Not $2.
And that was still the best yesterday.
Yes, we missed that.
Oh, thank God.
Joe calling you out like the little bitch you were. He
Hey,
goes,
hey.
yo.
That's-
I know. Kind of getting
Shots
called
are fired
out.
late in the game.
I know, I just tease. But yeah. It was
boy.
pretty funny.
Yeah, well, it was really funny, actually.
All right. With that said, if anybody wants to know,
That's
the
on the
story-
dead episode. Anyway.
Yeah, that's on the dead. If anybody really wants to know the history of that
Cutting room
one,
floor.
feel free to reach out to us, and I may or may not answer.
We'll talk about it next time.
Yes.
Jeez. All right. With that, guys, next week, some more trivia with your pants on.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit about this whole new microtransactions for Destiny. Maybe another mobile game. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And other than that, the rest will leave a secret.
Yes.
I like it doing that. I like leaving it, anticipation,
A mystery.
mystery.
And
I
the
like
fact that we have nothing for next week means
Shut up.
nothing to you.
Shut up.
Sorry, I mean, I got like piles and notebooks of stuff to do.
Hey, technically we did 2 and 1.
Yes,
Alright,
we did.
So see, we're getting better.
All right.
Kind of. All right. But with that said, guys, thanks for listening. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Second Review. Find us on Google+, The Second Review there. I'm your host, Kaiba, with Jay Zippo in the corner.
See ya.
The Full Tilt.
What up?
What up?
Take
The
care.
Silky
We're saying
Smooth.
goodbye. We're not. Oh
Bye-bye.
my God.
What is
You
wrong?
can't even say goodbye, right?
Keep it classy, Buffalo.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go beat the crap out of Full Tilt here. But until then, catch you on the flip side.